Alright, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be doing a archery video. I've got a couple of different types of arrows that I'm going to be shooting out of my bow just to compare, see what they're looking like, see what they're doing. I've got Gold Tip XTs, 300 gold grain with a 200 grain tip. That's what I normally shoot out of these things. As well as I have the, what is these? Carbon stainless steel Victory Archery VAP SS's 300 as well. They'll be shooting those with a 200 grain tip as well. I'm going to be shooting everything. Got the dog here as well. Shooting this thing out of a very old bow. This is my Browning Fusion. I don't even think they make these things anymore. Everybody buys, you know, brand new bows whenever they come out. I've got this thing, so that's what we're going to be rolling with today. So yeah, I'm going to be firing groups of 3, just see what they look like, see how they come out in different types, what changes. One of these is a 5mm shaft, the other one's a 6mm shaft, so we'll be shooting out of both of those, see what they look like. So let's go ahead and get shooting. That last one was a little low. See the first two, you can't see the first shot because it slipped through the target right there, but they're all in the same general area. Alright guys, let's go ahead and just talk about those shots that we just saw. So far, not really a lot of change in like terms of the feel of the bow and release of the air and everything, but you can see it in the flight pattern of the arrow as they're going down. The gold tips actually fly a little bit more level. I'm just aiming at the center dot with just my green tip, my 20 yard, and they were hitting just above the circle, whereas the victories were shooting just below it. The groupings were roughly the same. I think the victory was a little bit wider, but that was probably more on me rather than the actual arrow itself. So, benefit things. Pros of the gold tip. So the gold tip was flying flatter than the victory. So a little bit heavier, so it can fly out a little bit farther on a flatter trajectory. So you don't have to adjust your pins as much. Whereas with the victories, yes, it is dropping a little bit faster than the gold tips are. However, in those videos you can see like I had a lot more penetrating power. Yeah, the target isn't that thick, or it doesn't really stop that much, like in terms of like an animal's body or anything, but that target itself is supposed to stop broadheads. It's a broadhead target. We're just shooting field tips, and those victories are going almost all the way through them, whereas the gold tips are stopping about halfway through the shaft. Consistently every single time, victories are going almost all the way through, if not all the way through, and that's with a field tip or a broadhead. Whereas the gold tips, field tip or broadhead, stopping mid shaft, halfway through, targets you what it's supposed to do.